Hi, this is On Abbas Hussain from Behind the Gloves, and I'm here with trainer Shane McGuigan. Shane, we see you again after 2 weeks. Firstly, it was David Haye, now it's one of your new clients, new fighters, George Groves. How's things gone with George Groves since you've taken over?
Yeah, it's gone great. We've gelled really well together, and all the hard work is getting done behind closed doors, and I'm really excited for him to go and put the icing on the cake and look spectacular in winning his comeback fight, as it were, after a bit of a sickening loss to Badu Jack.
Realistically, how long does something like this take? Because it's not going to be a one fight thing where you can change maybe certain things in George Groves. Is it a progressive sort of thing with trainers and fighters?
I think 100% there's a chemistry built and there's a trust built over time. But I'm in the gym with him 2 hours every day, sometimes 3 hours a day for the last 10 weeks. So we've been training really, really hard, and there's a lot of trust that's been built behind closed doors. It's just getting on the big stage and doing it, and I think from fight to fight we'll prove that it's the right connection.
And in regards to George's focus, after he lost the Badu Jack fight, it looked like he was going to take a big step back, and it seems like he's more rejuvenated now. How's his focus when you first started with him?
His focus is there. He wants to win a world title. He's not happy with himself. He won't retire from boxing until he wins a world title, and it's up to me to get him to there, to get him over that line, and I believe I can do it. So, I think focus was never the thing that was lacking in him, and desire wasn't either. It was just training behind the scenes, and that connection with his coach just wasn't there. So. I never questioned his focus once.
I just want to talk to you about David Haye. He's announced he's back in May at the O2. What sort of opponents have reached out to him, or has he reached out to?
David's got his plans, and I've sat down and we've planned it. He's in Barbados at the moment. We've planned it Sunday after the fight. He gate crashed my breakfast with my missus, but thankfully he paid for it. And now we had a good conversation. We had a good chat, and we know who we're fighting next. We've narrowed it down to 2, and you guys will find out very soon.
What's the sort of plan for David for 2016?
He wants to win a world title. He wants to it's not, we're not going to put the blinkers on and go, we want Tyson Fury, or we want Anthony Joshua, we want Deontay Wilder. We're open to all of them, and he wants to get the right route to getting the belt back, and then the big fights will open up. But I think David's comeback isn't it's not a publicity stunt, and it's not a money seeking thing. He fought Mike Demore, who wasn't up to scratch to the likes of David Haye, but we found out that he was doing 10-12 rounds of Lucas Brown, who's fighting for the WBA regular title in sparring on a daily basis, so out in Australia. So it just shows you the level that David's at. Once he's a frightening force. He's now slightly heavier. He's ready to step it up and to mix it with the world best, and whoever presents himself first is getting taken out.
This is it for you. You've got a very busy month next month. You've got quite a lot of fighters on the undercard of Carl Frampton's fight with Scott Quigg. So how's the training coming along for people like Conrad Cummings, who's obviously going to be fighting on there, and you've Josh Taylor? And I want to talk to you about Josh firstly. You rate him very, very highly, don't you?
Yeah, 100%. I think he's probably one of the most talented fighters I've worked with, and it's that's quite a statement, because obviously I worked with the likes of Carl for so long, and David and George, but he's a real special talent and a lovely guy, and I have massive hopes for him, and he's a long way away from fulfilling his potential and fighting the correct opposition, because he's only at the embryonic stages of his professional career, but he's a real special talent, and he's going places. Trust me, so get behind him.
Finally, Shane, what do we expect to see from George on Saturday night?
You expect to see him back to his best, him back to punching hard, punching fast, setting his combinations up, not forcing things. And I think Andre De Luisa, 18 wins, 14 knockouts. I think he's dangerous in his own right. He's still, they're lesser opposition, but he's still finished 14 of the 18, so he can clearly punch a bit. So we've got to be quite cautious and quite on our game. But I think you'll see people will be excited after Saturday night. It's a bit like the David Haye thing. It's like, okay, don't get too excited. Once he knocks this guy out, people are going to jump on the bandwagon and get really excited about him again.
Shane, thank you very much for talking to Behind the Gloves. Top man.
If you haven't already done so, make sure you download the Behind the Gloves app. It's free, and it features really cool stuff like a fight calendar that reminds you of all the upcoming fights, and it allows for you to, with one click, to remind yourself directly to your phone. And it also features 24/7 breaking news that's going on in boxing. So make sure you guys go ahead and do that and subscribe to this channel.